Yo, listen up. You slather this golden goodness on your toast every morning. But have you ever stopped to wonder how butter really gets made? I'm telling you, the journey from a happy cow to that creamy, spreadable delight in your fridge is a wild ride of science, secrets, and some straight-up futuristic tech. And it all starts with keeping the ladies chill, like their headset level chill. We're kicking things off at the source, the dairy farm. This ain't your great-grandpa's farm, folks. This is next level. We've got content, chubby cows living their best lives. The big secret? Happy cows make the best milk. And how do they keep them happy? Some farms use crazy methods, like fitting them with virtual reality glasses. No, for real, it makes them feel relaxed and zen while the milking begins. And speaking of milking, forget the old stool and pail. This is a symphony of automation. Each cow waltzes into her own personal stall. Like a bovine VIP, a robotic arm swings into action, equipped with these super gentle cups. These aren't some clunky metal contraptions. They're soft and designed for comfort. A controlled vacuum does all the work, drawing the milk out naturally and smoothly. The cow just chills. The entire milk supply gets collected in these spotless, sealed containers without a single human hand touching it. It's pure, it's clean, it's efficient. But hold up, the milk isn't ready for its big debut just yet. There's a gatekeeper, and it's a rigorous quality test. This milk has to pass with flying colors. We're talking about checking for everything under the sun. If it fails, it's game over. But when it passes, that's the green light. The raw, fresh milk is then dispatched on a refrigerated truck straight to the buttermaking headquarters. Welcome to the butter factory. This is where the magic happens. The milk arrives and is stored in these massive, temperature-controlled silos. These things are like giant fridges, keeping the milk perfectly fresh until it's showtime. And the show starts in the heating chambers. This is where temperature control is absolutely everything. A few degrees off, and the whole batch could be ruined. The heat is applied just right, which helps the most important part of the milk separate, the cream. Now, how do we get the cream? We don't just wait for it to float to the top. That's old news. We use a beast called a centrifuge. This thing spins the milk at insane speeds, using centrifugal force to fling the heavier, skimmed milk outwards and leave the rich, fatty cream in the middle. It's faster, it's more precise, and it lets these factories process a crazy amount of milk. This isn't just separation, it's a high-speed treasure hunt. And just like that, we have our two main players, skimmed milk, which gets bottled up for all you health-conscious folks, and the star of our show, the thick, luxurious cream. This cream is the soul of the butter. Nothing goes to waste here. The skimmed milk has its purpose, and every last drop of cream is about to be transformed. The cream they collect isn't ready for churning yet. Oh no, first, it needs a spa treatment. It goes through pasteurization, where it's heated to wipe out any unwanted bacteria. Then, it's left to mature for a little while. This waiting period is crucial. It develops a deeper, richer flavor profile. It's like letting a fine wine age, but for cream. And what emerges from this pampering is something truly special. The very beginning of butter itself. But the real transformation is about to get physical. Alright, we're back. We left off with our cream, perfectly pasteurized and matured. Now, it's time for the main event, the churn. This is where things get physical. The cream is pumped into these massive, industrial-sized churns. They look like giant metal drums, and they start to rotate. This continuous, tumbling motion is what works the magic. It agitates the fat molecules in the cream, forcing them to crash into each other, cling together, and start forming tiny, solid grains. This is the birth of butter. But there's a byproduct in this process, a liquid that gets separated out. You know it as buttermilk. That's right, the tangy stuff you use for pancakes. It gets drained off and packaged up another product. Zero waste. What's left behind are these soft, delicate butter grains swimming in a bit of residual liquid. Now, here's a step you might not know about: the wash. The butter grains are thoroughly washed with clean, cold water. Why? To rinse away any last traces of buttermilk. This is a little secret for a superior taste. Leaving that buttermilk in would make the final butter taste tangy and sour, and nobody wants that on their morning bagel. Washing it away ensures a pure, sweet, and delicious flavor. Now, this is where we get a choice. You want salted or unsalted? For salted butter, this is the moment they mix in a precise amount of salt. The grainy mixture then moves on to the next machine, the worker. This machine is wild. It's like a giant, powerful mixer that kneads the butter grains. It works them over and over, pounding and blending them. This intense mechanical needling is what transforms those separate, crumbly grains into one incredibly smooth, homogeneous, and flowable mass. It starts to look like an unbounded stream of yellow silk. Fun fact time. Butter has always been a big deal. Back in ancient times, it was so highly valued that people actually used it as currency. Imagine that. Going to the market and paying for your goods with a pat of butter. And get this, there's a village in Tibet famous for making a special type of butter that doesn't melt, even in the blistering summer heat. How cool is that? Now, we've got these huge, monolithic blocks of finished butter. So, what happens next? They need to be tamed. First stop, the slicer. A powerful blade guillotines these giant blocks into smaller, more manageable chunks. This isn't just for making them easier to handle, it also helps to refresh the butter's texture, making it even more spreadable. Then, it's off to the shaping station. For those perfect restaurant-style butter pats or fancy shapes, they use an extruder. This machine forces the soft butter through a shaped nozzle. It's exactly like using a Play-Doh fun factory. You get a perfectly uniform shape every single time. It's weirdly satisfying to watch. Finally, we hit the packaging line. A mesmerizing dance of robots and precision. It's a beautiful harmony. One machine places the empty tubs perfectly on a conveyor. Another set of nozzles, like a coordinated swarm, descends and deposits the silky smooth butter into each tub, filling them to an exact, preset weight. A final robotic arm slaps on the seal a golden foil lid with pinpoint accuracy. The tubs are popped out, and a robotic hand places them on a conveyor belt. This belt isn't just a straight line. It often goes on a roller coaster-like journey through the factory. This isn't for style. It's a clever way to transport them smoothly to the next station for labeling and marketing. For individual butter cubes, there's a separate, equally hypnotic line. A robotic cutter and a butter pourer work side by side in perfect sync. Butter is fed into a hopper, and tiny nozzles fill up the molds with incredible speed. A sealing wrapper is injected into another machine that heat seals each little cube perfectly, from a humble beginning to a perfectly sealed end. But wait, we're not done. Want to make some ghee? That clarified, nutty tasting butter? The butter chunks are left to soften at room temperature before being fed into melting chambers. Here, they're heated with moderate steam, melting and boiling until the consistency changes. They keep stirring it until it transforms first in texture, then in color, into a clear, golden liquid. The final step is pure satisfaction, pouring the liquid gold into containers, where it cools and solidifies into the ghee you know and love. And that, my friends, is the epic, modern-day journey of butter.